the moment has come for me to discuss my thoughts on the amazing film, the great masterpiece that makes me feel even emotional just thinking about the film. Sinners, Ryan Coogler's Sinners, okay? I've seen so much great analysis. I'm not really gonna take that stance or like approach to today's video. Well, there probably will be bits of like, oh, this, I feel like this symbolizes, I probably will share little bits and pieces like that. Is that a moth on my wall? What's that? What's that? What is that? Anyway, so I'm just gonna be sharing my key thoughts. Where's my book with my notes? Oh, there it is. Because I actually saw it twice. So that little noise is not gonna be great for the mic. But I saw it twice. Once at the IMAX. Like that IMAX experience. The film, when I say the film was amazing, the film was amazing. If you have not seen it, what are you doing? Are you okay? Like, and this is just the intro of the video, but it's literally one of the most beautiful things I've ever witnessed. Like, I feel so privileged to even have like experienced it. And it just like the soundtrack, have you heard the soundtrack? My God. So, I'm gonna read through my notes, but let's just ramble on. Like, we're just having a little chit chat. We're just discussing the film together, okay? And the IMAX, Chef's Kiss, particularly, sorry if you're not feeling me jumping all over the place, but that dance, the scene where you see all the historical Black music. A creator,
explored the Chinese dancers in this scene. I forgot to mention.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the creator's video on the screen so that I can just, because I feel like my brain is all over the place, right? It's just like,
who are the Chinese dancers in Sinners?
AAPI Month. And if you know me at all, I'm still hooked on Sinners. I've been hooked on this damn dance scene since when I saw the movie last week, and I have seen a lot of comments asking about the Chinese dancers in this scene. And I thought for AAPI Month it'd be cool to kind of get into it a little bit. So in the film, in the middle of the dance scene, we get Grace's character walking into this back room where we see Bo and this guy in the back. Now, this movie just came out, so I couldn't find any high quality pictures. But when I was watching this in the theater, I was like, is that what I think it is? And a lot of you probably already know what it is, but for those of you who don't, this is Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. You might be confused because a lot of you might be used to seeing him like this, probably more like this, and even this.
I just thought that bit was so cool. Like, it was just so emotional and spiritual. And it really made me think about, like, for me as someone that loves music, like, I literally, I know people say they would die without music, but I literally feel that. Like, I've always loved music ever since I was a child. And it's just, I think for those who sing, for those who dance, for those who like performing arts, like, I'm not saying that if you can't sing you don't have that, it's not saying you don't have that same connection, but I just think, like, there's something about singing for me that's always felt healing, right? And how our art is resistance. And I think particularly, like, obviously I'm Black British, so there's elements that I am not a part of. There's elements which I am experiencing that I feel privileged, extremely privileged to experience, where there can be that exchange. But the cultural significance of the blues and Mississippi Delta, and just seeing people talk about their heritage, their family. And there was a TikToker who was talking about how her dad would always say, don't take those nickels, or something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. And how that economic marginalization, the context of, the nickels and the economic, we just want to be equal. We just want to be able to live life without fearing being shot by the police, without people making us feel like we are animals, or like we have to jump through hoops to be seen as worthy, or to be seen as a part of, like, is it even possible for us to be a fully part of a society that hates Blackness? Like, I think that, oh my gosh, I'm jumping all over the place, but there was just so much bits where I just found that the black economic side just so emotional. And I think because, my grandparents were from Clarendon in Jamaica. If you think about their life growing up, what their parents experienced, and just wanting to have freedom. I think that's the fundamental theme of this film. A bit of happiness, a bit of joy. There's so much to ask for us to just be able to, for Smoke and Stack to want to start their own juke. Is that so much to ask to just want to have something of our own where we can thrive and be happy and create this space where you can escape the realities, even just for a moment, of the black struggle that they were experiencing at that time. And that's the bit where I'm bringing it back to the music and the significance. And yeah, that there's a Guardian article which touches on this, and it says the importance of juke joints, a safe haven from racial violence. And just the fact that was a slaughterhouse. Like, when I watched that the first time, because I didn't pick up on the hint in the very beginning, when the twins were in the slaughterhouse. But the fact that they literally plotted on them, took the money, and literally had planned to kill them all along. And I think the significance of that for me is that there were two demons in this film. The vampires that wanted to eat them, and the demons on Earth, the evil people on Earth. Though Remick wanted to provide an alternative, the alternative was essentially this weird kind of liberal. I found the use of language in the script very interesting. We can all be one. All of that was intentional, and the intentional choice is how I interpreted it. And I think him being Irish, I understand the significance of that and how lonely, like, you almost felt, though, obviously he's wanting to steal, he's wanting to use Sammy's talents, Sammy's connection with, I think there was like an African spiritualism element in terms of the guitar, right? And how he was able to connect with people through music. Remick wanted to have access to that because it would enable him to gain more people as vampires in his community. Long story short, he did not get that in the end. And Sammy was able to live a life. He was able to pursue his love for music. And the way I didn't want Sammy to give up on his musical dreams, because there's an element of, like, I felt like with Christianity, or it's just that particular interpretation, how it can be an oppressive force and crushes individuality. And I think when these ideas of, and that's like such creativity and it's actually resistance against colonialism, right? In having these spaces where we can create art and bring each other together. It's powerful. It's expression and dance and the significance of that. And that's why when you have these culture vultures, that's what Remix symbolizes, and the vampires wanting to prey on them symbolizes wanting to take Sammy's voice, to use Sammy as a vessel for his own personal desires. It reflects that culture appropriation and how there's not the respect, there's not the understanding of the roots of blues and what was being experienced by the African American community, the pain. And I think I can definitely see that significance for the community, and I've enjoyed watching your videos from Black Southerners and them sharing their experiences from their family members. And I think one thing when you really think about the start of the film, one of the things that I really loved is the sort of like, I don't know if you call it like compilation collage, but the merging of these sort of beautiful shots of the people, the families, you know, just doing everyday life together. And it shows you the how in that Black struggle we're still able to find glimmers of hope, glimmers of togetherness and what can be created as a result, right? And there's so much exchanges, there's so much, and I felt like money was such a huge factor throughout. And constantly we have the main protagonist going in and out of houses or like cultural institutions. I noticed that throughout the film. You have the store that is owned by Grace and Bo, and they have two, one on the white side of the street and one on the black side of the street. And that shows you the proximity to whiteness that the Chinese community in that area at the time had. And we have these conversations now, like it started so much good conversation. Oh, Slim. I love Slim. And it's so, I feel like Slim's character is so sad because you can really see how the system, the climate has broken him down, you know. And I kind of noticed how a lot of characters sort of discussed him in terms of his addiction to alcohol in like a sort of a judgmental way. But I think anybody that's been through a half of what he has been through would find ways to cope that might not necessarily be the best for us, right? And that shows you like I feel like his character is symbolic of like this sort of like broken dreams because of the harsh realities of the world, right? And being a Black man. And you know, the scene where he talks about how his friend got lynched and they claimed that his friend, the usual situation of like harming or it's in relation to a white woman. And it was really, I feel like the way that was conveyed, the acting, that's another thing, the acting in this film, amazing. You have the stores. I just love this film. There's so much thought and care has been put into this film. What is there not to love when that is the approach that someone has brought to their creation, right? It's like their baby, you can just see that. And Wunmi is talented as hell. I've seen her in so many productions, TV shows and film. We will continue to see her to do so. She will continue to do so because she's so talented. That's why I wanted to give her a shout out in this video, because I just feel like there's people that have bad intentions saying things that are clearly colorist and fatphobic, and they are self-haters. They clearly did not get the message of the film. Okay, if you're coming out and saying that, and as I said, the people are like the first thing they're doing is worshipping Hailey. Did you watch the film? I just love Annie. Anywho, the battery on my camera died. I just kind of wanted to quickly film the ending section of this video. Please, I feel like my voice is going a little bit because I made videos back to back. But please let me know what you think of today's videos below. Have you seen Sinners? Please, I would love to have conversations in the comment section, okay? So, yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe, like, comment. Bye.